Love him or hate him, one thing is impossible to ignore. Donald Trump continues to be one of the most influential political figures in America. After years of political battles, media scrutiny, legal challenges, and historic elections, millions of Americans still stand firmly behind him. In fact, his support has remained remarkably strong despite everything that has happened. So, what explains this loyalty? Why do so many Americans continue to believe Donald Trump is the right leader for the country? Is it about the economy, immigration, national pride, distrust of the political establishment, or is it something much deeper? To understand Trump's popularity, we need to look beyond headlines and social media debates. We need to understand the people who support him and the issues they care about most. For many Americans, Trump's message wasn't simply about politics, it was about feeling heard. Long before he entered politics, many communities across the country believed they had been left behind. Manufacturing jobs disappeared. Small towns struggled economically. Many workers watched factories close while production moved overseas. Families who had relied on those jobs for generations suddenly faced uncertain futures. Many voters felt that politicians in Washington talked about their problems but never truly solved them. When Donald Trump launched his campaign with the slogan, "Make America Great Again," millions of people believed someone was finally speaking directly to their frustrations. Whether people agreed with every policy or not, many supporters saw him as someone willing to challenge a political system they believed had ignored ordinary Americans for decades. The economy quickly became one of Trump's strongest political arguments. Supporters often point to the period before the COVID-19 pandemic, when unemployment reached historically low levels and economic growth remained strong. Tax cuts were introduced with the goal of encouraging business investment, and regulations were reduced across several industries. Supporters argue these policies helped businesses expand, encouraged hiring, and increased confidence among investors and entrepreneurs. Critics, however, argue that economic performance depends on many different factors, and that not all Americans benefited equally. They also point out that some policies increase the national debt, and that economic trends often begin before a president takes office. Even with those debates, many voters remember those years as a period of economic stability and opportunity. For them, those memories continue to shape how they view Trump's leadership. Another issue that defines Trump's political movement is immigration. Throughout his campaigns and presidency, Trump consistently argued that America needed stronger border security and stricter enforcement of immigration laws. Supporters believe secure borders protect national security, reduce illegal immigration, and help ensure that immigration happens through legal channels. Many also argue that stronger enforcement protects American jobs and reduces pressure on public resources. Critics respond that immigration has long been an important source of economic growth and innovation in the United States. They argue that immigration policy should balance border security with humanitarian responsibilities and legal pathways for those seeking opportunities or protection. Despite these disagreements, immigration remains one of the most important issues influencing millions of American voters, and it continues to be one of Trump's strongest political messages. Another reason many supporters remain loyal is Trump's communication style. Unlike many traditional politicians, Trump often speaks directly, using simple language and speaking without relying heavily on carefully prepared political speeches. Supporters describe this style as authentic. They believe he says what he thinks instead of carefully choosing words to satisfy political expectations. Critics view the same communication style very differently. They argue that some statements increase political divisions and create unnecessary controversy. Regardless of how people interpret it, Trump's ability to dominate news coverage and public conversation is undeniable. Few political figures generate as much attention with a single speech, interview, or social media post. Trump also transformed the Republican Party. Many Republican voters strongly support his focus on lower taxes, energy production, border security, conservative judicial appointments, and an America First approach to foreign policy. These priorities continue to resonate with a large portion of the Republican base, helping Trump maintain significant influence within the party. At the same time, millions of Americans strongly disagree with Trump's leadership. Critics raise concerns about his rhetoric, legal controversies, handling of certain political events, and the increasing polarization within American politics. They argue that some of his actions challenge democratic norms and contributed to deeper divisions across the country. Supporters reject many of these criticisms, arguing that Trump faced unprecedented opposition from political opponents and media organizations throughout his political career. These competing perspectives explain why Donald Trump remains one of the most debated figures in modern American history. For some Americans, he represents strength, economic opportunity, and putting American interests first. For others, he represents a style of politics they believe has increased conflict and division. The reality is that both perspectives exist, and together they help explain why conversations about Donald Trump continue to shape American politics. Whether someone supports him or opposes him, one fact is difficult to dispute. Donald Trump has permanently changed the political landscape of the United States. His influence reaches far beyond elections. It has reshaped political debates, transformed one of America's major political parties, and changed how millions of Americans think about government, leadership, and the country's future. As America moves forward, the questions surrounding Donald Trump are about more than one individual. They are about the direction of the nation itself. And that is why millions of Americans continue to pay attention every time Donald Trump speaks.